Devil Baby, the story of the child who terrified a generation. The birth of the Devil Baby is a story that terrified Brazilians in the 1970s, in the city of São Paulo. Is the legend real? In the 1970s, an unbelievable story emerged in the state of São Paulo, more precisely in the city of Santo Bernardo.
A sensationalist newspaper of the time known as Notícias Populares, on May 11, 1975, brought the news that in a hospital in São Bernardo do Campo, the baby devil or the son of the devil was born.
This headline caused quite a stir at the time. People believed that the Antichrist was born in São Paulo. According to the newspaper Notícias Populares, a baby was born with 2 pointed horns, a body covered in hair and a 5 centimeters tail. After a difficult birth, the baby would have been born talking and threatening the mother with death. Her fierce look caused panic in doctors and nurses. With that headline, the newspaper managed to double the number of print runs sold, as everyone wanted to know the story of the Devil Baby. For this reason, the journal Notícias Populares continued to write articles about the supposed birth of the Antichrist, but the baby was never shown, so interest in the story soon waned. The story began when, on a Sunday on Mother's Day, a baby with all the characteristics of the devil was born in a hospital in São Bernardo do Campo.
It was May 11, 1975, after a very complicated delivery, the baby devil was born, who could already speak, even threatening to kill everyone.
The baby was so fierce that it scared everyone in the hospital. When they didn't do what he wanted, he growled like a dog. His body was supernatural and scary. That day, early in the morning, the newspaper Notícias Populares publishes an edition of the newspaper with the headline, "Born the Devil in São Paulo." However, no other media released this news, which was very good for journal, which doubled the number of newspapers sold. That is, the print run, which was around 80,000 copies, jumped to 200,000, thanks to the headline about the birth of the son of the devil. And the most amazing thing is that headlines about the Devil Baby were published for 25 days straight, 37 days in total as news. After all, everyone wanted to know about this macabre and frightening story. Many stories related to the son of the devil emerged over the days. According to reports from people who claimed to have seen the Devil Baby, he had asked to drink blood. However, when the nurses denied it, he growled like a dog and fled to the roofs of the hospital. And so, the Antichrist spent days doing mischief, like jumping from the 3rd floor of the hospital, taking a taxi and asking to be taken to hell. What would have caused the birth of the Devil Baby? Among so many stories involving why the baby was born that way, there is one that says that during Holy Week the pregnant mother of the child had said that she would only go to the procession when that devil was born. Another story said that the mother, still pregnant, released negative magnetic charges when saying that because of that little devil, she could not go out dancing. As for the baby's father, neighbors said that he was a discreet farmer from the city of Marília in São Paulo, and that he never took off his hat, probably to hide his horns. Of course, this fact only served to increase speculation. With that, people started demanding that the baby be shown. So, sorcerers, religious fanatics, and even the famous Zé do Caixão, who would later be known internationally as Coffin Joe, were willing to put an end to the son of the devil. Meanwhile, a private clinic has offered to display the baby Antichrist to the public. As long as he was over 18 years old, had no health problems, wore a crucifix, and was responsible for possible demonic possession. But the Devil Baby was never exposed. and as the days went by, the story lost people's interest. As for the end of the devil's son, some claim that he fled to the northeast, after trying to kidnap him to burn him alive. What is the real story behind the devil baby? The journal Noticias Populares, responsible for the headlines and news about the devil baby, was a newspaper whose circulation was made in the capital of São Paulo and the metropolitan region. And he became known for his sensationalist headlines, such as the devil baby, for example. The newspaper was produced by Folha de São Paulo between 1963 and 2001. However, it was precisely the story of the baby devil that caused the newspaper's sales to multiply. But many people wonder if there really was a baby that would be the child of the devil. In fact, what really happened is that at the time, the Folha de São Paulo reporter, Marco Antonio Montadon, went to the region of São Paulo. Its objective was to confirm reports of a child who had been born with 2 bumps on the forehead and a type of extension on the coccyx. However, arriving at the hospital, Montadon found that it was just a normal baby who had been born with malformations or a common birth defect, which is called myelomeningocele. This congenital defect impairs the closure of the newborn's spine. However, it is resolved with a simple surgery soon after delivery. However, the reporter turned the baby's story into a horror chronicle, creating a story about the birth of the devil's son. Even after confirmation from specialist doctors about the baby's real situation, the newspaper's management decided to keep the horror story as something supernatural. After record sales in the first edition, whose headline announced the birth of the devil baby, the editors of Jornal NP continued with the subject until there was nothing more to report. As a result, they created an urban legend, which marked the history of the newspaper. Currently, there are few people who have never heard of the birth of the devil baby in São Paulo, which terrorized the city during the 70s. And you, did you already know the Brazilian urban legend of the devil baby? So if you liked, comment, like, subscribe to the channel.